Here are 10 landmines you have to avoid as a personal trainer. If you slip on any one of these, it'll cost you time, money, and energy. And if it does, it can set you back months. So with that being said, no messing around. Let's get into it. Number 1, working with bad eggs. Don't get me wrong, you're not gonna just be a great fit with everyone, right? You're not gonna naturally gel with everyone, of course not. However, there's a difference between not naturally gelling with someone and a client who seriously drains you, okay? There is a difference there, and we have to appreciate that. When you're making this decision about whether you should be working with this person, you've got to think to yourself, right, how much are they draining me, right? What's actually practical here? And it could be anything that's causing it. It could be last minute cancellations. It could be not showing up. It could be not listening to you in the session. It could be you just don't like them, right? And they don't like you, and it's just not good, right? But what you've got to ask yourself, is it paying me more than it's zapping me, right? That's the trade you have to think about. If you feel like you're being fairly compensated and the session is manageable and doesn't ruin your day, then you should probably just crack on, to be honest. But if you honestly feel like you'd rather have the energy and the time instead of the money for that session, then the onus is on you to get rid of that client. Or increase the price, but I'd recommend just getting rid of the client. Your energy is your biggest asset as a personal trainer, and you have to protect it, because if you don't, it's gonna bleed into all your other sessions, and that's gonna cost you way more than getting rid of one client. Number 2, getting cocky when things are going well. When PT is going well, you feel invincible. I know, I have as well. And money is coming into your account so fast and so often that you think that no one can touch you, but you're wrong. PT is seasonal. It always has been, it always will be. If you have a great client base, it can be a little bit less seasonal, a little bit less volatile, but it's still gonna go up and down. A great 2026 doesn't protect you from having an awful 2027. The best trainers treat the good periods as an opportunity to build further, not as proof that they're as good as they say they are. Number 3, not saving money for the tax man. This catches so many self-employed personal trainers off guard. You see all this money coming into your account and you think it's all yours, but it's not. Like, you have to know it's not all yours. And one way or another, you're not gonna be able to keep it all. The moment your money comes in, separate your tax, national insurance, and any student loan contributions you might have, and just put it in a separate pocket where you can't see it. Whether it's on Revolut or Monzo, wherever. Just put it in a different account, a different pocket, where it's not gonna bother you, so that you can pay it later and not have to worry about a huge debt that's about to land on your desk. Number 4, not prioritizing your own health and training. This one seems like the most obvious, but it isn't. Always remember, you're not the product, I wouldn't describe it like that, but you are the poster boy or poster girl for the product. If you're getting a little bit out of shape, or you're a little bit tired, or you're not moving too well, or your back's always in pain, clients are gonna start noticing that, right? It's not a good look. Listen, I'm not one of those people that thinks how you look is the be all and end all as a personal trainer, because it isn't. But it is a factor. You can't dispute that it is a factor. And most people that are looking for personal trainers almost wanna take pride in that their trainer is in good shape, and ideally in aspirational shape to them, right? That doesn't mean you've got to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you should be in better shape than all your clients. Always. No one's saying you've got to be a competitive athlete, but you've got to practice what you preach. Number 5, poor eating and sleeping habits. Now, I know that's closely linked to number 4, but it's worth separating. Early mornings, late finishes, sessions back to back to back to back to back. If you're not careful, a typical personal training calendar can absolutely ruin all your routines and all your rituals that you have in place to keep you healthy. If you're running on bad sleep and poor eating habits and grabbing convenience food on the go, you're gonna compound every other landmine on this list. It's critical you get your food right, you get your sleep right, and you stay fit. Again, I know this is so obvious for a personal trainer, but is it? Because so many trainers are in their best shape before they're personal trainers, not during. You can't coach when your energy isn't there. You need to make sure that your health, your fitness, your eating and your sleeping are a proper cornerstone of your routine, not just an afterthought that you can wing because you're young. Number 6, not saving your money. Now this is different to tax and national insurance and all that boring stuff. This is your rainy day fund. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but at some point, you're either gonna get sick, you're gonna get injured, or, God forbid, someone in your family or close friendship circle is gonna get sick or injured. You need to be able to take a break from personal training without the financial pressure screaming down your throat because you didn't save any money when the times are good. When the times are good, sock away some cash. I'm not saying don't go to Ibiza, don't go to Marbella, don't go and do all of these things. Sweet, but you better make sure you got some savings. Because remember what I said earlier as well, PT is seasonal. Not only that, but bad times are always gonna come. They're always gonna come. You need to make sure that you're ready for it. Because if you're not ready for it, that makes the actual problem that you're facing so much worse. Because now you have two problems. You have whatever the problem is, plus you have a money problem. You need to make sure that one is taken care of in advance of the fact. Number 7, being disorganized. I used to watch this on repeat when I used to work in a gym near Notting Hill, and new trainers would come in every 2-3 months and they'd all do the same thing. They were all just disorganized, scatty, poor timekeeping, couldn't organize a calendar to save their life, right? They've got one session in North London at 7 a.m. They've got one in Central at midday, and then 2 more in North London at 5 p.m. Like, how does that make any sense? How can you run a business when you spend most of the time on the fucking tube? I don't know why that's such a sore spot for me. It's just crazy to me. Like, with all the challenges that personal training entails, with all the challenges that you have to learn about communication, speaking with different people, all the skills around money, but you can't even turn up on time. You can't even get a calendar. Like, if you can't do that, you shouldn't be self-employed, as far as I'm concerned. If you cannot manage yourself, then you should go and get a manager and go be an employee somewhere, because that is the absolute fundamentals. And the big problem with this is it signals, all these behaviors I'm discussing signal to your clients or your prospects and to everyone in your gym that, not to be horrible, but you're not worth the time. You're not worth the time. Like, nobody wants to invest in someone like that. You're gonna charge me £50 for a session. I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. You're probably not even gonna turn up on time. And even if you did, you're gonna be half tired because you've been on a train for an hour, right? You're not organized, you're not worth investing in. You have to make sure that the absolute fundamentals are in place, because they will take you further than being charismatic, funny, good energy, but being a disorganized and scatty. You'd rather be organized, I think, because you can't, charisma will only take you so far, right? Your good energy will only take you so far. But if you can get your operations of your business under control, you can learn the other stuff. Number 8, not asking clients for their feedback. People will not tell you when something is wrong. They're conflict adverse. Most people would rather quietly disengage and fade into the background, i.e. ghost, than actually have a conversation with you about something that's bothering them. So if you're not actively and proactively creating a moment for that feedback to occur in a healthy and relaxed way, it's not gonna come until it's too late. Ask every client for their feedback on their training once a month. You'll be shocked how much they appreciate it, and you'll also be shocked at how much you learn and can improve your service. Because remember, the service is for them, not for you. Number 9, not having enough conversations with people. Your next client is already out there. The question is, have you spoken to enough people in order to find them? This doesn't have to mean some weird aggressive marketing strategy. It just means showing up. If you are a service professional, it doesn't matter how good you are at delivering your service, right? You could be the best personal trainer to have ever existed on earth. But if no one's ever heard of you, you've got no clients, mate. So you need to make sure that you're showing up, spreading the word consistently about your service, right? That could mean posting flyers, could be making calls, it could be introducing yourself to people, but find a method that works for you individually where you can consistently, keyword consistently, market yourself so that everyone knows who you are. One of the big things that separates the best personal trainers from the rest is that the best, when they're absolutely full, they still talk to new people. When the rest are full, they stop marketing. And then when a dry period comes up and they lose 30, 40% of their client base, they can't replace them. and they need to almost relearn how to market themselves. That process should never have stopped in the first place. Number 10, being poorly presented. This is the full picture, and it's not just how you look, but how you look is a part of it. If you've got facial hair, tidy up a little bit. If you've got hair, I know I've not got that much anymore, but if you do, don't come in scruffy, mate. Like, if you've got a shirt, make sure it's not dirty. I don't want to see toothpaste on your shirt. If you've got old trainers, well, I'm sorry, you're a personal trainer. Go get some new trainers so you look more presentable. Be on time. Do you look the part? Do you sound the part? Do you give the energy that you are the part? Have you got confidence in yourself? That's one of the biggest indicators. If you don't look and feel good yourself, you probably don't give off that energy either. Always remember, people will form opinions about you very, very quickly. So whether you're walking around outside near the gym, whether you happen to live in the same area that you work, make sure you're on your best behavior when you're out with your friends, right? People will get to know you, whether you like it or not. So you need to make sure that what you're presenting to the world is what you want to present to the world. Who you think you actually are, right? Because that authenticity and that your ability to then have conviction because you are who you said you are and you can offer this premium service and you can charge a good amount of money, that means something, and that's important, and it's really important that you don't forget that, because being poorly presented in a manner of different ways is often one of the last things that personal trainers think about, and it's one of the first things that sends them packing back to the job center. So if you have got any value from that video, if you found it helpful at all, then YouTube recommends this as the next one.